Hey y'all, it's Zach. Hope everybody's doing good. We're about 2 weeks into quarantine. And other than going to the grocery store a few times and going to work a few times a week because I'm considered essential personnel, we're doing okay. I've got a lot of food, but it's kind of mix and match. I don't always have the ingredients I want to make a certain recipe, so I've kind of had to throw some stuff together. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to make a meatball stew. I'll call it quarantine meatball stew. Normally I make my own meatballs, but I just happen to have several packs of these frozen, already cooked meatballs, so I'm going to use. I don't have any ground beef, so I can't make it anyway. So I've got some onion. I'm going to chop this up, saute it really good, and some butter. I've got some garlic I'm going to saute as well. And I got some soy sauce, slap your mama, some ground thyme, of course salt, and two special ingredients. I got some au jus gravy and some ranch. This is a really good ingredient to throw in a lot of different dishes. So this is not how I normally make it because I don't have all the ingredients I need to make it my normal way. So I'm just gonna throw it together, and I think it's gonna be good. So let me go ahead and get to cutting up my onions and sauteing them, and we'll see y'all in a few. All right, we are back. I chopped up that onion, I diced it, and I sauteed it about 4 tablespoons of butter for about 12 minutes. So it's really cooked down, and I actually turn it brown. But when I make my stews, I like to cook my vegetables that way. If I had celery, I would have put celery in there with it, but I don't have any celery. So I got that still sauteing. I'm gonna go ahead and I got about 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, I kind of rough chopped, and I'm not gonna leave that in there long. Just trying to sweat that garlic out a little bit. Probably a minute or less. Woo, that's got a good smell to it. Alright. Alright. I've got some soy sauce. Normally when I make my meatball stew, I use Worcestershire sauce, but I didn't have any, so I got the next best thing, which is soy sauce. So I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of that to cook in with this onion and garlic. Yeah, I like to have to, mix and match the ingredients and recipes a lot these days, like I'm sure everybody else is having to do. All right, got that cooked in there with onions. Take the saute function off. Now I'm gonna start adding my ingredients. So, I've got my meatballs on this one. I can single stack them in this. Now I've got 2 cups of water. I normally use beef broth, so I'm using beef meatballs, but I don't have any broth, so I'm using water. Now, to that, I'm also going to take half of a beef bouillon cube. I'm going to kind of make some beef broth. So I cut up a bouillon cube in half. I'm going to put that in there. I don't want to use a whole one because I'm not trying to overpower it, because I am going to use, my au jus gravy. So I've got my au jus gravy packet I'm going to put in there. And again, I've got my ranch dressing packet I'm going to put in there. All right, now I've got a teaspoon of slap your mama Cajun seasoning and a half a teaspoon of ground thyme. I don't want to use a lot because I'm not trying to overpower this with the spice. I want kind of more of a beefy flavor to it. All right. All right, I'm adding a little bit of salt, and you can add salt afterwards too, so salt or pepper. So, all right. All right, so I'm gonna set my lid to seal. I'm gonna pressure cook, and again, these are already cooked, so they don't have to go long. So I'm gonna bring it up to 5 minutes, and then we're gonna give it a taste test of some white rice. So we'll be back. Hey guys, we're back. I did 5-minute pressure cook, high pressure, and then I did a 5-minute natural release, and then I flipped the switch. I'm telling you guys, this came out better than I expected. This was so good, so full of flavor. And again, it's not how I normally make my meatball stew, but I just had to make it with the ingredients I had on hand. But I'm telling you, this is a winner. So if you happen to have meatballs, frozen meatballs on hand, I would definitely suggest adding this to your quarantine menu. So that's what I'm gonna call it. This is my quarantine meatball stew. So we will see y'all next time. Y'all stay safe out there, and we're gonna get eating.